Yo, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it ain't. This right here on your screen, y'all know who it is. That's Jacob Cherry, aka 1090 Jake. He's been doing a lot of exposing the rappers like Boston Richie and just everybody that you could think of that got some dirt on their name. He been exposing it, and there's also been rumors that he's been a snitch, but nobody been able to really get the paperwork on it. But this guy right here on your screen, this is the guy that 1090 Jake actually snitched on. His name is Jimmy Horry. He was a member of the Zoes. You remember the Bloods and the Zoes ain't get along too well. What was it? I think they was in Tallahassee, Florida. But this is the paperwork. Shout out my boy Byron Blake, Havoc the Don on IG. He broke everything down. So I don't have to go ahead and read this verbatim. But exactly what happened was 1090 Jake was sitting on the edge of his bunk. He was with the Bloods. He was on the Blood deck, and Jimmy Horry was with the Zoes. He walked over with a rock and a sock, hit 1090 Jake in the head. 1090 Jake, the original report said he grabbed the rock and assaulted the Jimmy Horry back, which was a lie, and we're going to get to that in a minute. The rock actually broke into pieces, and 1090 Jake, probably trying to downplay if he had a weapon or not, said that everything spread along his items and his personnel. He grabbed the rock back and was about to defend himself, but he didn't get a chance. He said that the Blood inmates, the other Bloods, told him to just get on the ground once the officers came in, don't resist arrest, so that way he won't get transferred to another pod. Actually, when the CEOs came in, they assaulted Jimmy Horry and the other inmates that was involved in attacking 1090 Jake. They beat them pretty bad, then got up and said, we will beat the shit out of all you other inmates if y'all don't write your reports exactly how we worded it in order to keep them from getting in trouble. So back to what I was reading about 1090 Jake. He got to explaining after he was told he surrendered. After he surrendered without any incident, the CEOs came in. They assaulted Jimmy Horry. Told everybody else that they reports better say exactly what the officers say it says, or what they needed to say. And then he started explaining how that was false. He was explaining how he was coerced and threatened by COs after being attacked by inmates, and he was reaching out to the warden. He was begging the warden because he was him and everybody else who was involved was in 60 days solitary confinement, and he was this 1090 Jake was begging the warden to release him. His family will be in touch with lawyers and everybody else who was involved just in order to get him out of solitary confinement. But while he was making that statement, like I said, it's on Byron Blake's channel, he snitched on the COs and as well as the inmate who assaulted him. He even downplayed to say he didn't even defend himself. Wow. This guy who made a living off dropping paperwork on all these rappers who've been snitching is a snitch himself. Don't let the people fool you. And when I say people, y'all figure out who I'm talking about. Get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think below. I'm gone.